Hey everybody, welcome back to Portugal and Beyond. Thanks so much for watching my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Today's topic is going to be about Lisbon, Portugal, specifically finding bookstores that have English titles to them. A couple of subscribers had asked a question, hey, we're in Lisbon or we're going to be visiting for a holiday or vacation. Where might we go to find some bookstores that have English titles as opposed to Portuguese or other titles? So I'm going to give you a few recommendations, and hopefully I know you will be able to go to these locations and find English titles. There are some places I'm going to maybe recommend that are cool to go to. You may not find many titles. So first things first, as you know, if you watch this channel, I like to show a Google map of locations, neighborhoods, places to go. So the first thing I'm going to show here is a group of locations. They're called Fnac, F-N-A-C. It's probably the largest bookseller and electronics store throughout Portugal. In fact, you can find them throughout Europe. They will have about 15% of their titles will be in English. Please note there might be a little different in the spelling between, let's say, North American and American English versus, let's say, British or Canadian, where some of the words, for instance, color, C-O-L-O-R in the US is C-O-L-O-U-R in Canada or the UK. So you will find English titles. Most of those will be new books, bestsellers, acclaimed authors. If you go to the Chiado Fnac, that happens to be in a high tourist area. I spoke to a representative there, and she said that probably up to about 20% of their titles, as you walk into the store, the bestsellers will be both in Portuguese and in English. You might find some older books, and when I say older, like classics, so books from early 1900s, 1800s that are reprinted, they will most likely be in English as well as Portuguese. You will find a few, let's say 3 to 4% of the books will be in Spanish, Italian, German, French, because there are many immigrants and expats living from those countries here, and they want to get books in their native language. So it's not just English, but you will find titles in other languages. But Fnac is going to be probably your main source if you're looking to find bookstores that have a fair amount of English titles. You can also get electronics there too. There's also a bookstore that's in the LX factory. I think it's Les Divagar. I'm going to screw up the language on that, but I've circled it on the map here. That is a two-story bookstore. I did a video recently on the LX factory. Really cool place that I think people should check out if they're coming to Lisbon. That is a place, in speaking to the cashier there, she said about 10% of the titles will be in English. And again, most of those will be new bestseller, famous or acclaimed author books that you will be able to find in English. That's another spot that I would recommend going to, not just for the bookstore, but for other things. There you can rummage and look through books, read some chapters if you want to, have a drink, have a coffee. It's a really good place to people watch and a neat place to shop for books too. There is a place I'm going to mention called Livraria Bertrand. It happens to be, I think it's the oldest continually running bookstore in the world. They have a little Guinness Book of Records sign outside as well as inside. That is in the Chiado, kind of in the heart of a tourist area of Lisbon. In the first part of the store, they have newer books, bestsellers. They said probably 5 to 10% of their books are in English, depending on season. So as the high tourist season comes, they will add more English speaking as well as French, German, Italian, Spanish titles to the front of the shop to try to attract some of those tourists that are going to come to, maybe they want to buy a book. It's a cool place to walk through. It has lots of history. There's some really a good selection of books for all ages that are there, but a little more limited as far as what's going to be in English for you. There are also a number of bookstores and bookshops that are old books. So they may not have any new titles. And as I'm showing you the map of the city, I would recommend going in them. They may only have 1 or 2% of the titles in English, but some of these bookstores are particular for first editions or books that are several hundred years old. Sometimes they'll have a little kiosk or a curio case of those books that they're trying to protect and keep from being damaged. So if you are a book collector, I would recommend going through some bookstores. I don't have any in particular. There's one that's Caddy Corner from Livraria Bertrand that I found an early edition Ian Fleming James Bond novel, Casino Royale, which was really cool. A cool find. Had to go through hundreds of books to find it and go through shelves. But if you're in Lisbon and you're looking for English titles, Fnac, the bookstore at the LX Factory, Livraria Bertrand are just a few recommendations, as well as if you just want to go through and look at old books and historical novels in many languages, especially Portuguese. Lisbon's a great place to come to because bookstores are everywhere, especially antiquities or older bookstores. So again, hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Hey, thanks so much for watching the full video. If you get a chance, and if you're interested in reading some crazy workplace stories, please check out my 2 books, Magnet of Madness Volume 1 and Volume 2, both available on Amazon in ebook or softcover. If you want to make fun of me, there's plenty of stories where you can do that. If you want to make yourself feel better about the job that you're in, it'll make you feel better too. But crazy stuff that happened over 30 years, you won't believe it until you read it. So thank you so much for watching. And if you get a chance, pick up a copy of one of these on Amazon. Thank you so much.